Welcome everyone to a new gameplay series on Cataclysm Dark Days Ahead, otherwise known as CDDA, or for me I'll just call it Cataclysm. So in this game you're doing the normal zombie RPG survival game. It's text-based, so the tile set I'll be using, it's going to remind you of Dwarf Fortress if you're familiar with that. And I've titled this Thug Life because we're going to play in a prisoner. We're going to do the prison break. We'll be a convict. And I want to start off by creating, well, of course we have to start off by creating the world. So when I play Cataclysm, I usually like to imagine it as a zombie apocalypse which happens like tomorrow or next year, rather than the way the game is actually set up is probably about 50 years in the future. There's some futuristic weaponry, there's bionics, implants for humans. I actually tend to disable some of that stuff, and I like to put my character in a world which is would believably be something like tomorrow. So for that I have a mod list already set up. Basically, if we go through a lot of these, I don't use a lot of them, especially because a lot of them add new guns or more science fiction type stuff. So the one thing I do add is medieval historic content, and I add more survival tools. I don't do any of these other things, so just to give you an idea of the other stuff. I mean, Vehicle Additions pack is probably a pretty good one. I know a lot of people use that for good reason, but I won't be including it in this one because I'm actually not a big vehicle-focused guy either. I like to use vehicles as a means from going from one place to another, but I don't like to build this mobile death wagon, which a lot of people do, this mobile base. I like to set up a base not out of a vehicle, but out of a location. And although that's a little problematic the way CDDA works, we'll probably won't get that far, so it won't matter. So I turn on the no fictional guns, and I also have no sci-fi equipment. This is going to take away some of the best equipment in the game. So to kind of give myself a small help, I turn off acid zombies, and I also disable the fungal monsters. For balance, I'm going to be doing prevent zombie revivification, which just stops you from having to smash zombies after you kill them, otherwise they revive. It can add some tactical diversity or a little bit of interest in the gameplay. You have to force it. Let's say you're being chased off, you have to think about, is it worth it to smash that zombie, that extra moment, but I'm going to keep it off just because it can be a little tedious. I'll use the safe auto dock, although we probably won't be using the auto dock. That's how you install CBMs, or I forget even what it stands for. Cybernetic CBMs, biology modules, something like that. They're basically the really strong bionic ability stuff that I don't usually play with. I do use simplified nutrition. The game has actually taken a huge push forward in nutrition stuff. I think it's a little too much, so I don't want to use that. We'll be doing stats through skills, and I think that's it. So let's take a look at all the things over here and see. It's pretty much what I said, right? I think we just need to add safe auto dock, and I'll save this as my default list even, because this is basically how I like to play every game. Okay, good. So world defaults pretty much, the world settings are pretty much the default, except for I went from size of cities 4 and city spacing 4 to 5 and 5, which means I'll have slightly bigger cities, slightly further apart from each other. And I'm even considering going to 6, but I'm going to playtest that on my own before I do a series on it, because I really enjoy having the wilderness. A lot of times, you can have this city upon city, and actually it's, depending on where you are in the world, like, it might actually not have enough urban stuff, but I still prefer the rural area, so let's just pretend this is taking place. The game actually takes place supposedly in like New England, but let's pretend it's in a rural part of New England. I do slow evolution scaling. Again, this is I'm not going to have the best endgame stuff, so I need time to build up my skills before I fight zombie masters and all that. And another thing which we don't see here is Fort Klamath is actually perfect. I added 2 or 4, I forget what it was. I don't remember what the default points is. Is it 6 or 8? But I'm at 10. And that's going to give us a few extra points. I do this for a couple reasons, which I'll point out to when we get to the traits. I do have a preset character I'm going for, this opt prisoner. You can see that most of my most of my characters are really bad day, really bad day, shower victim. That's my favorite character. But right now with the infection situation, I guess first aids have lost the ability to cure infections. That's what I read somewhere. Anyways, people were saying that it's a little more difficult to do that start, and I actually want to do this thug life start. So we'll go ahead and do a custom character, even though this prisoner op is exactly what I want. We'll do our Fort Klamath LP, and here we go. So we'll do single pool. So I think it's normally 2 + 2 + 2, and I have 4 extra points, I think. And I'll explain why that is. I mean, at least 2 of those extra points are usually what I do. So we'll do the prison break, and I'll read the description. You were a convicted felon planning your escape before the event, the apocalypse. Now the prisoners have turned into mindless horrors, and the security bots are shooting on sight. You might need to expedite your escape plans. Okay, so we can only be a convict in this game, so our only profession available is convict. We get 1 melee skill, makes sense. We start with a glass shiv and prisoner pants, prisoner shirt, briefs. That's all fine though, because this start actually gives you points. So the Cataclysm gave you a chance to escape, but freedom comes with a steep price. Basically, you know, the ability for us to try to escape is going to be catalyzed by the Cataclysm, the apocalypse. So that's the steep price we're paying. Now this is Psychopath is the thing I want to talk about. Basically, there's no ability in the game to become numb or to overcome the negative feelings that you have from slaughtering zombies. You get a negative modifier to your morale, which has a big impact on things when you kill zombie children, and Psychopath takes this away. Psychopath also takes away the NPCs, but I didn't explicitly mention it, but I put NPC spawn rate to 50%. That's for historical reasons. NPCs used to be kind of crazy, suicidal, very difficult to deal with, so I've always kept their spawn rate low. I think they might be doing better lately, but anyway, NPCs also, if you kill them, you don't get any negative penalty with Psychopath, but mainly this one has always been about killing zombie children. If there's zombies, I don't know anybody who would really have a bleeding heart for killing a zombie. I mean, it's already fiction to try to imagine zombies, but then to try to imagine zombie children and then having to eliminate them, I don't know. I don't think that I don't think that you'd have this huge negative modifier to your morale, which is what the game does. And what's more is after you killed 20 of them, you would think this would go away, become numb to this, but it doesn't happen. So I've always just given myself Psychopath on any character. So we'll give it on this character too. Actually, it comes for free, so we don't even have to spend the points. So let's say for 2 of the points, which would go to that, I'm going to spend them on unarmed combat and dodging, just to have a little bit of a role play. I'm never going to use unarmed combat, so that's just for fun. I may turn these off and use melee weapons instead, but no, probably not. Yeah, so basically that's just to complete the role-playing image that this character is a prisoner. So what do prisoners do? Supposedly, or let's pretend they get into hand-to-hand fights, right? They get into brawls. So my character has developed slightly better skill in unarmed combat and dodging, which I think dodging can go with any kind of fighting. You have to learn how to dodge. The negative traits I'm going to take are ugly, because I think that befits a prisoner. Not that there aren't probably not ugly prisoners, but I'm just painting an image of a stereotypical convict. He's got scars all over, and a rugged individual. We'll do slow healer. Actually, I might... You know what? I'm going to go with poor healer, and this is going to be pretty incredible. We're really going to have to watch our damage. Healing happens pretty quickly if you don't take any negative modifiers for healing. This is slightly less. I don't know what that means. Half the rate, or maybe it's 20% less healing. Who knows? But this poor healing, your health recovery through sleeping is severely impaired and causes you to recover only 1/3 of usual HP over time. So we're going to only heal 1/3 as much as we normally would. But it's going to give us a lot of points to work with, and I kind of think it makes you play a little safer, so I like it. Let's try to actually keep... It means that basically, if you have the normal healing, or even if you have slow healing, as long as you make it to a bed, even if you're like in critical condition, you'll heal almost all your wounds by morning. And this means that we won't, so that's nice. Other things I like to do is pour healing. I like to do Truth Teller. This is kind of interesting. I'm not sure if I'll take Truth Teller or not, because a convict, I mean, you can have convicts which are not, not liars. It might be the typical stereotype, but okay. So Forgetful is just free because I turned off skill decay. Really hate skill decay. Heavy Sleeper can be a mixed bag. It can be a bonus sometimes if you want to sleep in a noisy area. Obviously, if a zombie breaks down a door and is about to eat you and you didn't wake up, then it's a real negative thing. But for High Thirst, this is something I like to turn on because I think it improves realism. Actually, maybe not. Let me turn it off. I'm going to think about it. I don't know how long it takes for you to die of thirst, but to me it seems like people would be thirsty if they don't drink, twice a day or so. And I mean, you should be. I mean, I drink a lot. I have a high thirst in person. I'm also an optimist in person, so let's start going through the positive traits. We'll do Pack Mule because I am a pack rat. I like to carry stuff around. Psychopath, we'll do Quick, which is one of the best ones. You do actions a little bit quicker, which is nice. We're gonna go with, of course, if you're not gonna listen to any of my other suggestions, I highly recommend Indefatigable. It increases your stamina, and that's I think this is the only way to improve your stamina. I'm not sure if there's any other way besides taking that. So we actually have tons of points left. That's fine. I actually wanted to go with a kind of crazy... The image I'm trying to build is The Rock. For people who know who The Rock is, the actor. Some very large, ripped guy who's an impressive specimen physically. He's going to be a real fighter. And look at that. If we do this... Now, I want the dexterity high as well because... and I want a little bit of perception because if we end up doing ranged stuff, you can see that dexterity heavily influences not just melee to hit, which is going to be nice, but it also affects your ranged penalty, which your perception helps with your aiming penalty. So perception would be more for guns, and dexterity would be more for bows and arrows. And I do like to use a bow and arrow. So, okay, we're getting a little bit ahead of ourselves. It turns out that this time I won't be using melee training, which is okay. I think I'm gonna be okay without that. It would be nice to eventually pick up a sword, but it kind of breaks the role playing that we were going on with anyway. So this is it. This is our character. My default name is Tortuga Power, but I'm gonna go with Tortuga Powerless because my character is powerless to the situations that have forced him into a life of crime. The movie I'm trying to think of is Shawshank Redemption. So we can let's go back, add this Truth Teller. Be kind of fun, and we get 1 point to do with what we want, or we can take another point out of our stats. Is there anything else we want? Yeah, I mean, we may want to do something like thick-skinned. Cutting damage is slightly reduced and slightly decreases wet penalties. Wet penalties are kind of a pain, and if we're going to be very prone, if we're going to take a long time to heal, then we want to make ourselves a lot tough. Maybe I should just be tough. That would make a lot of sense for a convict as well. Allows us to survive, although I generally just prefer not to get hit rather than to survive longer. Sometimes you can't help it, and if you come up against a Hulk, that extra hit points might be really useful. Or pain resistant. How much is that? 2 points as well. That would be really good. Another one that would fit in well with our prisoner. Anyways, it's gonna be 15 minutes in the character creation. The good thing is we only have to do this once. Even if I die, which if I do, I'll just build another convict. We'll throw in Tortuga Powerless too. So even if I die, we can always just come back. Well, I'll save this template as the prisoner LP, and we can just create a new character real quick. One idea I had is actually, okay, what do I want to pick? Footed. Fast reader could be interesting. Yeah, let's do fast reader. That's fine. It doesn't really make sense actually, but I don't want to spend too much time doing this. High adrenaline, I don't really like it. Less sleep, no. We want sleep to heal. Light eater, light step, not really important. And the martial arts and melee, these are generally, they have some, especially martial arts can be OP. Outdoorsman means we don't have as many penalties for being wet. I don't know, none of these really scream useful to me. Another one that we could take is disease resistant, because flu really, it knocks you out for like 5 days in game. It's so hard. You have to really work to get your health back up. It's quite difficult. A little bit almost unrealistic, I'd say, but actually infection resistant would be a great one, but that, of course, that's 2. I might actually do infection resistant and then take another negative point. I know we're spending a lot of time in this, but I love it. I love the min-max, back and forth, trying to figure out what to do. Okay, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm just going to do fast reader. It's fine. Okay, so he, for some reason, is a fast reader. Maybe he's got special skill. I mean, he's actually a really intelligent guy. We just had a rough time of it in life, and before we do this, let's actually save the template as prisoner LP, and now we can move forward. Okay, good. So here we are. We have Lachlan next to us. Let's start talking to him. We're in the mess room in the floor below the main floor, next to another prisoner who is not infected. This infection is bad, mega bad. Well, yeah, what's the matter? I'm infected badly. I need you to get some antibiotics for me. Oh, okay, I'll do it. Thank you so much. Got any advice? I ask. There's a town nearby. Check pharmacies. It'll be behind the counter. Okay, sounds good. Now, usually what I'll want to do is ask for an item because we're helping him. Plastic bottle of disinfectant. Well, too bad he didn't have that disinfectant before he got infected. Okay, thank you. He won't give us any more, but I'll ask anyway. And then the next thing we want to do is ask him if he wants to travel with us. He usually, whoops, wait. Oh, not until I get some antibiotics. Okay, so he won't. That's fine. Let's just see what he has. He has a lighter, a syringe, presumably to apply crazy antibiotics, right? No, probably not. So he's just full of medical stuff, though. So that's all he's going to be, that's all he'll do for us right now. But we could encounter zombies even on the first floor. Let's first take a look at our map because our prisoner, although he's here, he knows the area. Maybe he's from Anson, who knows? And let's see what is around us. We're in prison, we have Anson to our south, southeast. I'm looking in the forest area, I'm not seeing, is that an anthill? Anthill, that is. The purple tea, is that toxic waste disposal? Can't remember. Temple, okay. Unfortunately, my 2 favorite things, a mansion and a farm, are missing from this picture, but that's okay. There's a FEMA camp over here, which could be, I mean, it could have some interesting things. That might even have the medical supplies we need for our friend Lachlan here. Anyways, let's go smash this chair. Oh, we can't even take this with us because we don't have any space. And let's grab a 2x4, which we will start wielding. I'm just gonna drop the glass shiv. I think I'm a smashing weapon kind of guy. And let's see if, okay, we found our first zombie. Shouldn't be any problem. Let's just get him to come up on the table. Okay, good. And the duel begins. Our first duel with a zombie. You can imagine that Tortuga's a little bit scared, but he's a big guy, and these zombies are probably, I mean, they're humans, right? They're turned humans. And he's a big guy, so he probably imagines that with their lack of intelligence, he can take them. And we need to pick up some other garb. We're not wearing any shoes. Shoes are going to be important, actually, believe it or not. does slow you down. Like our speed right now, let's go to our character, is 116. It shouldn't be that. It's only like that because we are not wearing any shoes, so we are a little bit slow. Now you can get this one combat, or not, you can get a trait which allows you to go barefoot without a penalty, but we didn't take that. So we're really hammering this guy, and they haven't done any damage to us yet. You can look at our skills. Our dodge, I don't understand why this is 9.1 divided by 2, but we're at 2 and we're 4% in. So we're increasing it from 2 to 3 slowly. It doesn't really have anything. I mean, the cargo pants might be useful because they have 2.5 in storage. The encumbrance is 8 versus 2, I think, for our striped pants. So the striped pants is the typical prison getup. Yeah, so that is fine. Let's keep going. I'm not going to grab those cargo pants yet. We'll probably end up finding something better. Smash my way here. To the northeast there's clanging. We have poor hearing, so when we hear something it really must be loud. Oh, we got a mushroom here. We have nothing else in those fridges. Let's go investigate this noise, which is up here. Now you may not know the layout of this prison yet, but all prisons are the same in Cataclysm, so it's not a surprise to me. Okay, so we have some zombie cops. Presumably these are the same security guys who were harassing poor Tortuga during his stay, let's say, during his incarceration. Is incarceration even the right word? I guess it just is imprisonment. So we're going to duel a bunch of these. They usually wear slightly heavier armor. We can see the description up here, a human body covered by a weather-beaten and badly damaged set of riot gear. So it's going to make it a little bit difficult on us. We may have to back up in the end, but the one thing that is good is our stamina should be pretty high. And so far we've done an excellent job dodging the cop. I mean, the 2 dodge that we got, 1 point actually gives you 2 levels of dodge for the very lowest, because those are actually also the easiest to learn. So it doesn't make sense if it took the same amount of points to go from 0 to 1 as it took to go from 7 to 8. And the higher ones actually end up taking you 2 points to go 1. So they do scale things correctly. We've been hit for the first time in our right arm. This is a system which gives you basically in groups in deviations or in groupings of 10. The little slash means it's half. So this is 4.5 out of 5. I'm sure that if we just wait one turn, there it is. So now this guy's in line. He grabbed us, but we hit him. We hit him again. Can see that he, oh, actually the other guy dropped a Kevlar vest, I saw him there. So he's about halfway injured. Let's actually look at what else is there. Deputy badge, cash card, light jacket. The Kevlar vest is unfortunately a little bit damaged. So the ordering of things goes from perfect to yellow. There's a pink one, which has a vertical bar. That's, I guess, a maroon. And this is a pink one with a slash, which is worse. And then the absolute worst is the double red dots, which means it's just about to break. Oh, hit us in the torso. Okay, we're doing a lot of damage to him. He's just about dead. Oh, I guess not. Took another blow of 9, and now he's down. And she, I guess, panties and a bra. Compressed air horn. Okay, surprisingly enough, that could be useful for us on the next floor. So we'll grab the Kevlar vest. We'll put that on. Its encumbrance is only 5. It gives us pretty good bash and cut protection. Since it's already damaged, it's not like I really mind. I usually kind of preserve things for, very dangerous situations, good gear like that, but shotgun beanbag. Okay, so we have shotgun beanbag. We have a cargo pants, but they don't fit. We have a gas mask, which is nice, but probably won't be useful immediately. And if we wear it, the encumbrance is 30. It'll actually affect our fatigue recovery, stamina. So I'm not going to grab it quite yet. A pair of hard leg guards, yeah. So this will add 10 encumbrance, but pretty good. 75% coverage of our legs and adds pretty reasonable protection. So we'll put that on as well. Another set of cargo pants and a wooden tonfa. Interesting. Now this is the typical nightstick. This is a wooden one, but still way better. If I did a comparison, the 2x4 is probably a 10 and +1, probably around 110 as well. We can just Shift I and do the comparison directly. 2x4, wooden Tonfa, 14 to 112, 10, 1, 112. So just better in every way. So we'll go ahead and drop our 2x4 and we will wield the Tonfa. Another pair of hard leg guards, that's good. So even if we end up destroying the ones we have on. Another gas mask, steel-toed boots. I really wish that those were would fit us. We probably have to end up wearing them. Let's see, is there any other shoes up here that could fit us? Pair of boots, which are probably better because they're less encumbrance. Ah, steel-toed boots that fit. Perfect. So let's get those and wear those as well. And I can look at our character. This is our layering. Right now our Kevlar vest and our hard leg guards are outside of our clothes, which makes sense. We could put the hard leg guards underneath our pants. Doesn't make as much sense to me. I'll put the steel-toed boots on the outside of the pants. It does not have any effect. They're in different like body parts, so they don't actually interact. But you know, in my mind, pants usually do have to choose whether to be tucked into the shoes or not. I mean, very few people tuck them in. Most people just leave them kind of hanging out over them. Okay, so we don't need to pick up the other wooden Tonfa. This is a way up, but we first need to find a pipe, which I know is down here. And the reason I want that is because... Okay, so just stairs up. Smashing. When you see the door kind of partly visible, that just means you broke holes in it. And it's not... Oh, no, okay. It's like you can see through the cracks, but it's not passable yet. Pasta extruder. We're going to get a bunch of stuff here. Dried beans, cooking oil, fast noodles, but these are... yeah, these are not cooked, so we won't want to eat them. The only thing we might take here is these graham crackers, but unfortunately, did I take high thirst? Oh, you know what? I did not take high thirst. Well, that was kind of a mistake. I think we'll still get thirsty pretty quickly, but I meant to do that. Anyway, we got more stuff down here. Toastums. The thing I was looking for is that these things make your mouth dry, and they do. So let's smash this thing, and there's a pipe. And we want the chunk of steel too, because the hammering won. So what we can do is we can fashion ourselves a makeshift crowbar, but with a pipe and any hammering of 1. The only thing we're missing, unfortunately, I don't think we can carry these yet. The only thing we're missing is a source of light. So we can't craft that in the dark. And that's going to really help us. So let's go see if anybody can lend us a lighter. I don't think anybody... Let's see if he has a lighter. He does. For $19. Well, what can I give you for $19? I can give you the plastic bottle of disinfectant that you gave me. I actually kind of want to keep that, so what we'll do is we'll drop the beanbag, the compressed air horn. I'll drop this in the same pile, because I'll pick it all up together. And let's just go grab something that he'll find useful. And we'll trade him something for the lighter. I mean, in real life, this guy would be reasonable, I think. We need to use the lighter real fast, please let us. So we're looking for something that's pretty expensive. And we're wearing boots, aren't we? We will wield it, I guess. We're wielding a big boot. Basically just a way of carrying it. Yeah, oh, we have steel-toed boots. Yeah, so let's go ahead and... Oh, I really don't like this. It's just so weird. What else can we take instead? I could use the cash card, but it's kind of overkill. The deputy's badge is worth $50. It's pretty good. Pair of leather gloves. They're not in very good shape. I could actually wear those too, so I could actually wield the wooden Tonfa. Let's see if he'll take these gloves. Okay, Lachlan, will you please? Yes, I think you will. Give me the lighter. I'll give you these gloves. What are you going on about? What the heck are you doing saying cost 30? We're at a 30 deficit just because? Well, I don't know what's going on, buddy, but here, we'll give you this cash card. I'll probably kill you for it later. Or I can just get something else useless to sell to him. Here's $9 for bra and panty. You know what? I'll wear it even. I'll wear it over to you, you big bully. And you know what? Cargo pants that fit? Maybe. They're in really bad shape. Just wear them. Okay. So now let's go take off bra panties. It's so weird. Take off the bra. I guess I never put on the panties. Oh, I have the panties in my inventory. Alright, you big creeper. Trade me this. Such a weird thing. I don't know why we owe him so much, but A, B, C, we're a dollar. Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? Here, this shiv is worth 0. These nails are worth some money. $1.20. Smash this chair, get some more nails. There. I'll throw in some nails that I just ripped out of this chair. You dummy. Now we do it. Bras, gloves, panties, nails. He'll do it. Alright. From northeast you hear smash. That's... Oh yeah, right. That was me smashing it. Lest I forget. Okay, so with this lighter, what do we want to do? We actually want to take one of these splintered pieces of wood, and very dangerously we're going to go over to this area. I like to go into the corner. Good, so let's take this out of the way. Let's drop splintered wood there. I'm also going to go to advanced management, go up for that tile, to left for the other tile. I'm going to move the posture extruder over just in case it burns. I'm going to activate my lighter in the top right corner. Hopefully this thing does not spread and just kill everything and burn the prison down, but I gotta do what I gotta do, and I need to make this makeshift crowbar. Great. Now that hopefully is, okay, D. I'm gonna go into my inventory and actually change that to C. So let's reassign. Oops. No. I did pick up rules. Whoops. Try that again. Go to makeshift crowbar, not. Okay, removed from pickup rules, good. Wish it would just stay there so I didn't have to keep doing this constantly. So reassign to C. Great. Because I kind of have AC pry, which allows us to pry. I have that kind of like memorized, my muscle memory. I always use it at C. And since we're wearing these cargo pants, which are just about to be ripped apart anyway, but for the time being, it doesn't really cost us much in terms of, okay, it costs us 10 plus 2, so our legs are a little bit encumbered. But the really important thing is, nothing else matters, we have a crowbar. And this is, if you're going to do a prison start, 100% the thing you absolutely need. Now we can pry open doors. And that is, it's going to make all the difference. We can go in here, okay, we got internal climate control CBM, so this is the CBM stuff. Generally I don't use those. We have soldering iron there, we got a mop, radiation badge. Rubber boots, fit over sunglasses. I'll take the sunglasses because it might be sunny outside. We're being really optimistic. My character is optimistic after all, presuming that we will eventually make it outside, which it might be a little early to say that that's anything more than just a pipe dream. There's Visions in Solitude, it's always there. Sewing kit, that's actually quite nice. We don't want to do that here, but it's kind of one of those things you might even consider coming back for. Now we're going to come up to a corner here, and it's always best to peek. Every now and then there's a shocker zombie up there, and you don't want to just run into a shocker zombie. Speaking of, there's the shocker zombie. So we almost ran right into him. The only person I want this individual to meet is my dear friend, who is back where we started. So we're just going to retreat away, head back down, close this so he doesn't, I mean the shocker zombies won't just break down doors unless they have a reason to want to move that way. We don't really even need anything else over here. And the main reason why you need this crowbar is not to just go mucking around on the bottom floor. It's because on the top floor, when we actually get there, we need it to escape. That's right, we need it to actually get out. You cannot, I don't know how you escape the prison without a crowbar. So there doesn't appear to be anything here. This is a broken console. Okay. So we can go look up here as well. We obviously don't want to go over to the left. We should see the shocker zombie somewhere over here. It's connected. But in the meantime, we'll just go up here. A dust mask. Okay, we'll take that with us. That could be good. Bleach. Really only useful for drinking if you really want to end it all. Nobody in this courtyard. Grass courtyard underground. I don't know how they managed that. Some pretty good, very effective like artificial light to get the grass to grow underground. But now we're going to do it. We're going to go up. And now we are on the ground floor. And there is the sound of brap, which is a whole bunch of submachine guns going off. And I'm going to leave you right here in this nice little spoiler, or not spoiler, but what is it? Cliffhanger. That's the one. This is a bunch of the security robots shooting their submachine guns at zombies. And somewhere out here is our means of freedom. But to get out, obviously we're going to have to go by a bunch of these really mean security bots who, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, it is impossible for us to fight any of these and win. Even if we manage to destroy one, they explode, and that explosion itself is probably enough to kill you. Or at least maim you. Or, do some terrible damage. So we'll have to devise a clever solution for actually escaping the prison, but I have to say that making a working crowbar means that we're at least a third the way there. I mean, in theory you only need two things. The crowbar and to get to the front. So getting to the front is still really, really difficult, but if you didn't have the crowbar, it wouldn't matter even if you did. Anyways, as I was saying, we're going to wrap it up here, so thanks for watching. Because this is the first episode in the series, I'd really appreciate it if you press the like button, just to help out for search ratings on YouTube and all that. And I won't ask again later in the series. So, other than that, I hope you're enjoying this series. I'm really excited to be playing Cataclysm again, and I'll see you back for episode 2, where we figure out if Tortuga Powerless is indeed powerless to escape the prison or not. Until then, take care.